Hey guys, my name is Thanxolo Twala. I'm a part of a campus podcast. Actually, I'm in production of the campus podcast, meaning I'm a producer. So, how did I come to be a part of the podcast? Actually, I met Mondli in class because Mondli, he's my classmate. So that's how I knew him. So Mondli proposed this idea to me and I fell in love with the idea. That's how I ended up being the part of the campus podcast. And I'm so pleased to be part of this podcast because I see a lot of opportunities that is going to serve, especially in students, and I hope that it will enlighten many things in terms of crises that are occurring around the campus. In terms of the guests that I wish to see on the podcast, I would say I would like to see various guests because the podcast it serves different kinds of things. So in order for it to be a success and serve what we aim to achieve, so I think different guests will make the podcast to be a success. So I wish that me and the team that we collaborate and work with the success to ensure that the podcast serve the aim that we are willing to serve.
Hi guys, my name is Tuozi Somabiga, Utinabantu Mazala Nkosi, Umsengwa Alona, and I am the producer of the show as we're gonna be doing a lot more crazy things. We bring you drama, we bring you a very useful content. So coming to the part where I answer Uguti, how was my experience with the team? Well, I must say that I met a very amazing team. We have been doing a lot of work, sleepless nights, making sure that we bring very useful content to you, as we are going to be doing a Campus Connect podcast. We're going to bring in new guests that they will provide information that is very much useful to you as the student and everyone who might find this Campus Connect podcast very used to. Coming to the part where do I wish to see as a guest in our podcast? Well, this one is a little bit confusing because they are very much people we can use, you see. But in my perspective and my point of view, I see it would be very much useful if we could get a chance to see Professor Mtose live and broadcasting in our Campus Connect podcast because we have many unanswered questions that we might like to ask her. I'm sure every student would like to see her closely and get to know more about her. You see, the last part where we say, do I think the students are going to like the podcast? Well, yes. I think it's about to go crazy because students have never experienced such. You see, no one has ever brought the content like this to the students. So all I can say is that wait for the content, see what we brought for, see what we present to you. We've been waiting for this for so much long. Thank you.
I bring you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic news. Hello there, my name is Senandin Kize, also known as the Glamorous Sinner. I am your host for the Campus Podcast. How did I get to be one of the members? Well, this other night I received a call. No, actually a text, let me not lie. I received a text and honestly it gave me nerves, it gave me goosebumps because I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, why is this person looking for me? First of all, I didn't know Monty, and when I heard that he was the one who was looking for me, it came as a shock. And okay, I'm used to people who know me, and I don't know them. But I was like, what? Anyways, we spoke and he approached me with the whole idea, and luckily we had the same idea because initially I had wanted to open my own podcast. So it actually aligned with what we both wanted, and here I am today, your host. Yeah. So, who would I like to see as a guest in this podcast? Honestly, I think I want to see anyone who has a story to tell, because I'm all about the stuff. I'm your host. I need to, spill the beans, spill the tea. So anyone who has a story to tell, I would like to believe that this is the platform for them. And also important news, anyone who wants to share something that is so important, I would like to believe that they deserve to be on this podcast. I don't have a specific guest that I would like to to see. But yeah, as long as we have news for you. Spill the tea with Glamorous Sena, and that's it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Prindile and my surname is Damini. I am the host of the Campus Connect podcast. How did I become the member of this podcast? Okay, I received a message from Umundi, who is my owner and also my tutor. So one day I was going to give a member of this podcast and be the host. Now, okay, what are the benefits of this podcast? This podcast aims to create an inclusive and interactive space for students, faculty, and staff to share their insights and their experience. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and also subscribe on YouTube. Bye!
Hello there, my name is Zama Dlamini and I'll be your researcher for this Campus Connect podcast. Well, as to how I got into the Campus Connect podcast is a mystery which I am about to unleash to you right now. Well, I was approached by the producer who came with the proposal to me, and he was like, would you like to be part of the idea? Knowing how I am, I was like, for sure. I loved the idea, and that is how I got into the team. Well, research is very, very important because it gives background information on who you might have as a guest, and it helps the team to be prepared for what they are going to talk about on the podcast. Well, a guest that I would love to have on the show, I said for like hours thinking about this till I came to a point that no guys, I am a fan of MC the Hustler, so I would like to have him on the team so he will tell us all about his hustle until he got to the top. I thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Simphiwe Gumede, a researcher in a campus podcast. How did I become part of the team? I got a text from our executive producer, Ubud Mondli, and that's where waqala wangichazela with his whole idea of the podcast. Kuyila wangichazela khona ukuthi ngibe i-research. Then ngavuma ke ngendlela engavuma ngayo. I was so surprised and I felt so honored because I know ukuthi bakhona bengabacela, but he chose me. And the person that I would like to see as a guest in the podcast is our executive producer, Ubud Mondli, because I feel like as UniZulu students, siyadinga ukwazi ukuthi kusukelephi kuqalephi, and Ubud Mondli i-podcast uyibona ikuphi in the next mhlambe 5 years. Promoting campus culture. A campus podcast helps foster a sense of community and belonging among students and staff by showcasing the unique campus culture. It can feature programs on the campus clubs, organizations, and students' achievements, giving them a platform to share their interests, talents, and perspectives. I thank you.
Hey, ngibona ngutando ngakhumalo. Marketing manager podcast. I became the part of this podcast. Usando Xolo, one of our producers who was the Mondi Passeto. Bengifisa ukuthi nje ne-audience sesisebenzisane nje kahle, sithandane nje. Igesti yami bengifisa sibe khona mina vice chancellor uNtose Sowaleka.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanga Mbane and the guest coordinator in Campus Podcast. How did you become part of the team? Well, I was approached by our executive producer Ubud Mondli. Wangitshela idea yakhe ngayithanda kakhulu. Wase wangicela ukuthi ngibe guest coordinator. So angaze ngiqabe since idea yakhe ngayithanda kakhulu. Ngayibona futhi ngokubaluleka kwayo. Who do you wish to see as a guest on the podcast? I wish to see everyone who's willing to share their stories, experiences, and their interests. The Campus podcast offer valuable learning experiences and skill development opportunities. Students can gain hands-on experience in various aspects of radio production, including hosting, scripting, audio editing, and technical operations. These skills can be transferable to career in media, journalism, communication, and related fields. I thank you.
I am a friend smile, a greeting smile. My name is Lomeli Tiro. I'll be your outreach coordinator of the podcast. How did I become the part of the team? I received a text from Bondi telling me that he has a proposal for me. If I am interested, I should meet up with him. I went there and I liked the idea, I liked the proposal, and I accepted the offer because I like to be the spotlight. What people should expect from the podcast? People should expect anything happening around the campus of the University of Zulu. They should expect the campus life experiences, student issues and concerns, campus music and entertainment, campus academic discussions, campus politics, and so on. Who would I like to be my guest? I would like to include guests. Guess who? Madamini and our leading SLC president, Mr. Yafumalo and Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Unusi Ponchego and I am your outreach coordinator for the Campus Connect podcast. As to how I got to be part of the team, Umonji, our executive producer, pitched this idea to me. I found it creative and fell in love with it, so I thought, why not become part of the team? The person that I'd like to see as a guest of the podcast is definitely Upeni Nduli. Someday I'd like for her to come and address our students. We campus here to Tangiza campus. Since I've been interacting with students, telling them about the podcast, they've been showing excitement and they're eagerly waiting for the first episode to be released, since something like this has never happened on our university. Thank you.
Sanibona, igama lami uSiphiwe Mchunu. Irole yami to be a camera operator kwi-Campus Connect podcast. Ngiyathemba nizoyithokozela kakhulu. Follow, subscribe. Sibona soon. Yo, bafethu, it's Major here on Campus Connect podcast. I'm gonna be more on the team as a camera operator, you know. Up and down just shoot abantu bezebebe bahle ama-video ku-on ziyakhipha yabo. How I got to the team, it was through a friend of mine, yabo, introducer to Umonji, yabo, who came up with the idea of this podcast yabo. Ukuthi like since I'm passionate and stuff about the camera nani, so I'm gonna be like their video operator, camera that. Ayo, alright. Okay, who my ways to come to the podcast is anyone who got juicy, scoop, and something to be known, stories to be revealed. Is it a melee pume to the light, and it's introducing anything about the knowledge that should be known about the campus. About the bars like Baybone, and emnandi foods. Like we're here to enjoy, guys. Yeah.